I'm joined for another episode by Bukky Campbell, Senior Business Analyst at Sky. Thanks for coming, Bukky. I'm really glad to speak to you. Welcome.
Thanks, Jamie. It's a good thing to catch up with you. Thank
You
you
too.
so much for having me.
No problem. No problem. So, first question then. What's your favorite thing that you've been doing in lockdown?
What have I been doing? It's Netflix. That's the only thing I can do. Netflix has really been keeping me company. So I've watched a couple of series. I've watched Bridgerton. I've watched Poldark, which is really good. Poldark is really good because it kind of makes me to understand some things about Cornwall.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very knowledgeable. So I do that. Then I go for a walk. Then I'm learning to code in
Yeah.
Java. So I'm just doing that in my part-time when I'm bored.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, nothing serious.
Oh, brilliant. Sounds busy then.
Yeah, quite busy. Maybe trust me, you need to keep your mind busy.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Glad that you're occupied. So
Mhm.
yeah, moving on to like the interview questions then.
Great.
First question is, obviously you said you're a senior business analyst at Sky.
Mhm.
Can you tell me a bit about your career so far and your journey to becoming a senior business analyst at Sky?
Wow, that's a while back now. So I kind of started like 8 years ago. So I kind of I didn't really start as a business analyst. I found myself doing business analyst role,
Okay.
and so I was like head of admin for children's services in London. So I
Okay.
was managing like 4 boroughs, and we had to do children referrals from when they had them in the hospital or at home, or I mean any kind of bath, and until they are like 17. So we do all their referrals, and so we now found a need. We almost had like a near miss. So we now have these reason to look at our referral processes. So they got in the project manager to come and have a look and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So she started talking to me, interviewing me as one of the key stakeholders, and I started telling her everything, and she was kind of, oh, I was about to get a business analyst. I said, what's a business analyst? What do they do? She said, they're doing everything you're telling me right now. I said, really? Okay. And so she started coaching me and say that I started with like time and motion, as in looking at how people are doing a particular process and see how
Yeah.
long it takes, and so I just identify what the wastage is and how many people really actually need to do that process and whether we really needed it. So I did that for quite a while, and she was quite impressed. So she fed back, and she's now said, actually, she would. Do I mind being coming on secondment on her project?
Yeah.
And I said, is that a job description? Because I don't know what I'll be doing. And she said, no, you've got. She's seen me that you've got a lot of transferable skills. I've asked her so many questions that make her to go back and think, and kind of redo the business case and stuff like that. I'm a subject matter expert, so
Yeah.
I'm hands on the process, and I already have relationship with the team that I'm working with, so it makes it easy for her to get stuff out of them.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, so why not? So I took up the role. It was for 6 months. So we continued the project, we finished it, then I moved on to another projects, and so it was really good. So that was NHS like a trust. From there, I moved to NHS hospital, and so working on what's this project called now? EPR, so electronic patient record. So
Yeah.
just to digitalize all the paper records within the hospital. And from there, that was in London.
Yeah.
Then I saw an advert in Leeds to say that they needed 3 months secondment.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, well, this is a good opportunity for me to progress my career as a business analyst. And I just applied for the job. I told my manager I'm applying, and she said, oh, that's fine, and she will support me and everything. And I got an interview, and I just, oh yeah, I'm going to Leeds. And I didn't even know where Leeds is on the map, because I was just in London for, I think, I was pretty new in London.
Yeah.
And I just jumped on the train. But good enough, I left early. So when I got on the train, I said, the train was just going on and on and on. I said, Bukky, definitely you're lost. You are lost. Is that you're your way back, traveling back to Africa, or you're just gonna miss this interview. And so that's one of the things I didn't do my own work very well, but it's just because I was passionate to say that I need to become a BA and I need to take it. And the fact that I got an interview gives me the go for it. And so eventually I got to Leeds. And I said, yes. So I got to the interview. It was fun. I enjoyed it. The panelists were happy with me. And I told them the story about how I think I've got lost. I didn't know where Leeds were. And so eventually I got the job. So that's how I moved to Leeds. So from so that's Leeds Community Healthcare. So which took me very close to the community because I like working on projects that actually had to do with public. And because like that, I can actually do a user-centered designing, user-centered solution and stuff like that. So I was going into the community, talking to clinicians, understanding what they've done and what they need to do. So that project was for 3 months. So I aced it. We finished the projects, and the project sponsors were satisfied, and we were able to release, and everything was joyful. So from there, I moved to NHS Digital, which is very, very interesting because I was determined to go through all NHS subsidiaries just for me to understand everything about NHS. So I was there for about 2 years, working with GP practices to extracting their data and doing some analysis on it to make some clinical decisions and supporting some pharmacists in their payment processes. From there I moved to DWP, which is Civil Service, Department of Works and Pension. Very interesting as well, because that one brought me very close to the public as well. So I did quite a few projects there. I worked on support for mortgage interest. That was very passionate. This is a project that helps people, keeps people in their house so that they don't get ejected, whereby I work with external stakeholders like banks and ensure that the data being processed by these external stakeholders are actually adequate. They are not extracting more data from those vulnerable customers. And so from there, I went to Sky Betting and Gaming, which is another interesting, another passionate project which I work on, which is the safer gambling dashboard. So whereby we're trying to keep people away from gambling. That was successful as well, because that actually reduced the complaints and the fines that we get from Gambling Commission. So with that one, I related with external stakeholders. Designed this dashboard, tested with users, worked with risk and assurance department. And I had the opportunity to mentor some BAs, some business analysts there, which I still keep in touch with. And so after that, then you found me, then I landed in Sky. And I've always wanted to join Sky, but I found myself in Sky Bet because I didn't really know the difference. And but eventually I'm happy that I'm in Sky now. And so I joined Sky coming to 18 months now. So I work with the within architecture and engineering team. So whereby we work on strategic solution that service the group digital platform that looked after Sky Sports, Sky News, which has to do with public as well, which is really good. So kind of enjoying it. So that's kind of my 8 years into business analysis, and kind of digressing a little bit, looking into security. I want to use my transferable skills to progress into security specialist as well. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, brilliant. To you, what is a business analyst?
I will say I always ask this question when I hold interviews for people to say, how will you describe a business analyst to a 5-year-old? And I always that was one of my interview questions in civil service, and I still hold that very close to my heart. And I always say that, okay, if you have a 5-year-old and he's between dad and mom, and this 5-year-old girl really wants something, and she went to mom that I want this, I want this, I want that, and dad is going to be the one to pay for it, but dad does not have so much to pay for everything. So I will expect the mom to be the business analyst to ask her question. why do you need this one?
Yeah.
Can this one wait till Christmas so that Santa can bring that one for you?
Yeah.
So I see, so mom can now go to that. So mom will have narrowed everything down to one item that she really, really needed.
Yeah.
And will now go to that, okay, your little girl needs this item, and that's the item that she will get. And when she gets it, is going to meet her needs at that particular time. And every other thing that she wants can wait because she doesn't need them right now. So that's how I would describe a business analyst. So
gotcha.
Yeah, so that's it.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. And then while doing that then on a daily basis, what is your personal favorite part about being a business analyst?
So my favorite part, because when I was in civil service, I always that the QAs, not that they don't like me, we like each other and everything. But when it comes to show and tell, I like it when I have my acceptance criteria.
Yeah.
And QAs or the developers are doing the show and tell to say this is what we've built based on what we've asked us. And I'm happy to ask further questions that have you met this? Have you met that? If it's not properly met, then I'm happy to take them. They can take it back.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't sweep anything under the carpet when I'm attending your show and tell.
Okay.
and they did know me that for that very well. So so the part that I like is when we're doing like a sprint review or show and tell, that where I can see the product that's been built based on my requirements, and I'm kind of passionate about it. I'm eager to ask questions to make that product better, and to make sure that the product is actually user-centered design. There's no so much about the organization forcing a particular product down the throat of users.
Brilliant, brilliant. And then I know we covered it a bit earlier, but what reasons did you have for choosing being a BA specifically over other careers in tech?
I kind of I would say I like when I see a product, I want it to meet my needs.
Yeah.
And I want to help people to get to that level, because if you don't have I always say that if you don't spend enough time doing analysis on a project, that project is bound to fail. So that's why when people don't invest in their business analyst community or guild, you don't get the best out of them. So, I mean, most of the time they always spark to say, oh, we don't need enough analysis, we don't need enough, we don't need so much documentation. But you find out projects like that is that they get delayed or derailed or they get out of scope because there's no clear documentation of what needs to be done. So the reason why I want users to get what they're actually paying for. I will give you a scenario. I went to an ATM, I tried to get money out of it, and the ATM did not dispense my money. And I was debited, and I said, oh, this user journey looks very clunky. It's not straightforward. Do you guys not have business analysts? I was questioning the ATM. So when I got home and I called the bank, this user journey is very clunky. I mean, it's better for you to reduce getting calls from people like me. It's better for you to invest time in looking at your processes, get a good BA in to design that process and identify where there are wastages or where there are risks. And because when I took out my card, the machine should have kind of asked me, remember to make sure you get your cash. And when you don't get your cash, you know that there's a problem or something like that. Or you don't even go further, or you just terminate the transaction. And I got a letter from the bank to say, oh, thank you for identifying this, blah, 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 blah. I said, yes, because I'm a user and I came to that ATM for my needs to be made, but you didn't do it. Rather I had to come home, start making calls, you spend money in customer service per hour and stuff like that. So all those things, I think that's the value of a BA in any organization. And I think each organization should invest in getting good BAs into stuff, not BA that just talk, BA that do the talk and do the job.
being a business analyst what you thought you'd be doing 10 years ago?
No, no. I really wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a teacher.
Okay.
And so I wasn't expecting to be a business analyst because sometimes I'm shy. And for you to be a business analyst, you have to be all out. You want to be able to ask questions, approach anybody, do presentation and stuff like that. And 10 years ago, I wasn't expecting to get to this level. I was just expecting to just either come in as a teacher or just continue doing my admin, which is like back office.
Yeah.
And where I don't have to interact with people. And but I'm glad. I'm glad where I'm right now.
Oh, brilliant. And then, so just saying you wanted to be a teacher, what subject would you have taught?
Mathematics.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, mathematics. Because I had a degree. I started my degree with mathematics, but I had to change. I had to change to computer science. So but even after my computer science, I did my youth service, because in Nigeria you have to do like a youth service after 1 year. It's like a military training, and where you kind of give back to the country. So I was assigned to a school, so where I taught maths. So I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm enjoying this. Actually, this is what I want to do. But eventually I end up in a bank, working as a banker. So it was good.
Okay. Moving on to the questions around like you in work and workplace culture kind of things. First of all, what/who do you feel you represent when you're at work?
I think I represent myself.
Okay.
I try to say I represent people from my life community.
Yeah.
But I would like to see more of myself in the workplace.
Yeah.
Which I'm not seeing. So which kind of affects it impacts sometimes way of working, or your allies and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say I have I'm representing my community enough.
Okay.
I think I'm doing my best, and so I don't think I'm there yet. I don't think I'm representing my community enough as much as I want to do.
Okay, fair enough. I think you're doing really well. But what do you feel you could do more of then to represent your community?
I will like I'm mentoring FUBAs, just like I said. Like in Sky, I'm mentoring some people from customer service, because I believe they have great community, great transferable skills that they can use as a BA. They are subject matter experts. They answer a lot of questions. They ask a lot of questions, so they should be able to do it. I coach and I mentor people. That I help them with their CVs. We kind of give them mini projects. We kind of work on together to launch them into business analysis. So that's what I'm doing, giving back. And I write quite a few blogs. Just to encourage people, tell them my story, that anybody can do, not anybody, but if you've got the right transferable skills, there's no university, there's no degree called business analysis. Maybe there is now, but when we started, there's nothing like that. So if you've got the right skills, you can do it.
Okay, brilliant. And then this might be a bit off topic, not off topic, but I know I didn't prep for this one. What skills would you say are very transferable into business analysis for people who are maybe thinking of getting into the career at the moment?
Yeah, so people that can do in-depth analysis, that can solve problems, that make decisions, that make decisions on their feet, and they can ask you lots of questions, and they have a customer service experience, because they understand these customer needs, and and some people are passionate about data. They can look at data and just interpret it without even any knowledge. Oh yeah, okay, we have 10,000 people watching Sky News today in this particular country. So how will it look like if we have Sky News in that country? Some people have that kind of, knowledge way to think, to bring things out of you.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you have to have communication skills, and
Yeah.
it's not about your accent, it's not about your your language, but you should be able to communicate and say this is what you're trying to bring out. And
Okay.
yeah, and you should have great documentation skills as well. I know we are in the age of agile, but great documentation is one of the good skills for analysts.
Fantastic, fantastic. Back to questions around workplace and culture then, and your journey. Are there any hurdles that you've had to overcome during your career journey?
Yeah, I found out that I get how will I put this? Most of the time when people what's it called? I just take it as that maybe people are not just professional, or they are just not fair. I won't say I won't say it's a discrimination. Some people are just not nice, or maybe just not professional or mature.
Yeah.
So sometimes they probably will, let you know that you need to do extra to
Yeah.
prove yourself. And and when you compare yourself with other people, I've asked so many questions that, okay, what are other people doing that I'm not doing? And so I found that kind of set me back a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel I need to do a lot of certifications, a lot of exams to prove myself.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I found out that others don't do it, but you need to do it to get to move forward, to,
Yeah.
to progress. But you find out that others don't even do all these things, and they don't even get there. I've had an experience sometimes when I approached a manager to say, oh, I'd like to join your project. That project looks very interesting, and I would like to join. And I was asked, and the lady asked me that why, what do you have? And I told her about my experiences, my exams, certification, and stuff like that. And she said, oh, I don't even have all that. And I said, oh, okay. Because you just asked me what do I have apart
Yeah.
from my experience. And I think, maybe, I'm not sure whether she felt threatening or something, that if you have all this, then
Yeah.
how am I going to manage you? And I felt that, oh my God, maybe I should stop presenting my education or things that I've done. So I found that that's a bit kind of hurdle sometimes. And for me now to do more exams,
Yeah.
I just stopped.
Okay.
I just stopped.
And now you're gaining experience rather than gaining
Yeah,
qualifications.
yeah. So I just focus on getting more experience than
Yeah.
getting doing further exams or anything. Although I had to do for my security, I had to do some
Hmm.
lately.
Hmm.
But then I was really, really discouraged. And okay, if this is not what these people want, then
Yeah.
why do I do it? So
Okay. That's not great to hear, but thank you
yeah.
so much for sharing that. Um, so if someone from a similar community to you wanted to get into business analysis,
Yeah.
what advice would you have for them?
I will say they should look for a seasoned business analyst,
Yeah.
and shadow them, or
Yeah.
ask for them to be mentored or to be coached. And yeah, and they can just walk up to their project management unit, if there is one, and speak to the line. I'm the manager there, to say that I'm interested, I've got these skills and stuff like that, that I would like to be a trainee or to shadow a business analyst within your team. And
Yeah.
they just try to get involved and be interested in the project that is working around their organization. That really, really helps.
Okay. Brilliant.
That's what I did. So, and yeah, but they just need to find like a mentor, a
Yeah.
coach, just like
Someone like you.
well, I'm open. I've still got spaces. Yeah, because two of my BAs got a job last year, so
Yeah.
it was really, really good. So
Uh,
I've got two spaces left now.
Brilliant. What do you think the fundamental parts of an inclusive working culture are?
I expect the working culture, I mean, for them to include diverse race
Yeah.
in an organization, and the leadership as well should have a diverse race, and because I'm not sure I'm seeing that in organizations currently, because we've been talking about diversity and inclusive things for the past 2 years now, and I'm not sure that we're there yet. Because, for example, the leadership, I don't think we still have the right balance of races included to give people at the bottom kind of confidence to say that, oh, okay, I've got an ally, or I have somebody that I'm looking up to. We've got a few, but I think organizations can still do better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
and even in their recruitment culture, I think they should just make it as blind. Some fields should just be removed, like your race, country of birth, and stuff like that. I saw it in one application I was helping somebody with 2 weeks ago, and I
Yeah.
can't believe that's still relevant in 2021.
Okay.
So yeah.
Great points there. Great points.
Mm.
And you just covered this briefly about the recruitment processes with
Yeah.
regards to questions. Is
Mhm.
there anything else you think that companies should change or could make their recruitment processes more inclusive and attractive?
Yeah, I think when they're asking applicants to submit their application, they should ask them to remove any PII data on their CV
Yeah.
or on their cover letter, or anything that can identify them for race, sex, or color, or anything. All those
Yeah.
things, age, all those things, sexual orientation, they should remove all those. And because with that, you have an unbiased shortlisting.
Yeah. Okay.
That even at interview, the interview panel should be diversified
Yeah.
enough to accommodate different people, so that there's no uh, yeah, so that there's no unconscious biasness
Okay.
when doing the interview, which is we find so a lot of time. If you're a person of color, I enter a room
Yeah.
where where you can't see anybody that can be your ally or understands your accent or understands your cultural presentation, because sometimes of course some culture you can look into your interviewer's eyes, you can
Yeah.
have contacts, and sometimes you could just put your head down. So that could be cultural, and at interview that could be perceived as that person does not have a confidence, stuff like that. So all those things hinder kind of you getting the right candidates in.
Yeah. All right. Brilliant. I love those points. I know you said you're at Sky at the moment and happy there. Um, is there anything that Sky in particular do well to promote an inclusive culture?
Yeah, we just had a female group CEO, which was really, really good. Everybody was excited when we saw it last week. I was
Yeah.
excited that, oh yeah, this is really happening, and yeah, that was good. And we have a new diversity advisory council,
Okay.
which I think is well represented, although there's still some discussion to say there are more kind of race should be included.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, in the last 1 year, so diversity and inclusion has been kind of top of priority of Sky,
Yeah.
and yeah, which is really good.
That's
Yeah,
brilliant. That's
and
brilliant.
yeah, and just a good shout out to my director Renee Hunt. I'm sure you know her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a massive good representation of people from my community. So I kind of look at her as somebody you can look up to and
Yeah.
learn one or two things from her, because she just drops it like it's hot. That's what I always do. That's what she is. Yeah. I always like listening to her, because when each time I listen to her, I get one or two things, give me more confidence that Bukky, yes, you can do this.
Yeah, same.
You can do this. And and I like going to where she's talking. Like, I think she's talking at a meetup in one of the meetups in Leeds next week online.
Yeah.
My friends have been contacting me on WhatsApp. Oh, one of your directors is speaking. And I say, God, you need to listen to her, because she dropped it like it's hot.
Yeah.
She's not going to hide anything from you. If you want to hear the truth, you need to be there. And so a good shout out to her.
Brilliant. And is there anyone else or any other organizations that you'd like to shout out for the excellent work they're doing?
I'd like to shout out to NHS.
Okay.
I know it's a bigger organization. You might think it's a public service, but I really want to shout out to them. It's a very diversified environment. I've worked there. I did not face any discrimination or any bias. I had excellent line managers throughout my NHS career, and I'm still in touch with them. I still go back to them while in Sky when I have any difficulties or anything that is not clear to me, or if I'm going through anything, I still go back to one or two of them for chat. Yeah, so I mean, I was I felt very, very at home when I was in NHS, and that goes for all of my friends and people from my race that works in NHS. Big shout out to them.
Brilliant. And is that NHS Digital in Leeds, or is that the whole organization?
I think it's the whole organization, but more about the Leeds Community Healthcare, LCH.
Yeah, okay.
It's a really, it's like home. It's like working with family.
Okay.
And I was only there for like 3 months, but I was from London. They made me feel at home. I was supported. The stakeholders were difficult initially, but we were able to manage the conflict, and we were friends till today, which is really good. One of the projects that I worked on, actually, God bless the memory of my neighbor. I was working from home, and I was just looking out of my window, and I saw one of the nurses that I work with on an electronic patient record.
Yeah.
Because basically what happens, they carry all this paper record around, and we digitalize everything. So they started using iPad and everything. And I was just outside, and she said, "Hey, Bukky, EPR is working." And she was waving her iPad, and she was going into my neighbor's house to support him with oxygen and everything.
Yeah.
And that gives me joy that the projects I worked on is actually helping my neighbor next door.
Yeah.
And so she went in to finish her appointment, and my neighbor was actually saying thank you, because they were able to see his record from IGI, Leeds, St. James's Hospital, ambulances, oxygen, everything was on just one iPad instead of flipping, and the guy was really happy.
That's lovely.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get that kind of appreciation a lot, but when you go one very close to home, it was really, really very close to my heart.
That's lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that story. Thank you so much for your time as well. It's the last question now. So what/who or what/which communities do you feel you represent when at work?
I will say I represent the Black community.
Okay.
And because I've got few people in the office that kind of engage with me, that's from the same community, and they think I'm doing great work, and they come to me that they want to do this as well. How do we do it? Because people are really saying, well, maybe within my community, they're saying, "Oh, you're doing a very great job. It's good you're representing us, that you are a senior." I mean, we don't get to see that around a lot, at least in Leeds. It might be in London, but not in Leeds. So because there are quite few of us in the senior role, that can actually motivate others, and that's one of the things that I would love to see more.
Yeah. All right. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Bukky.
I
It's
hope
been
that's all right.
that's been amazing. You've
Yeah.
done some brilliant answers. So I just want to thank you for your time. Thank you for being so open, so honest, and really telling us about your journey, which is no doubt going to inspire. So yeah, thanks again.
Yeah.
And take care.
All right. Thank you so much. Catch up later.
See you later. Bye bye.
Yes. Bye.